What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Football Friday edition. Excuse me. Morning Scone presented by Brock, Banner's Orthopedic Clinic, and HUDCO Roofing, HUDCORoofing.com. It is game week. It is LSU-Auburn week. Game week, excuse me. I mean, it's a Football Friday. Game weekend. Joey B and the Bengals get a win last night. Little walk-off field goal action against Jacksonville. Urban Meyer feeling those chest pains. I don't mean to joke about that, but it is funny that that's like why Urban Meyer basically quit on Florida. But all of a sudden now. Anyway, Joey B with the win. Bengals at 3-1. That's cool to see. Another good day for Jamar Chase. LSU-Auburn tomorrow. We got Saints-Giants. Wrote there in the description, Stingley looks like he's going to be out for this game. Cam Wire going to be back for this game, so that's good news. Looks like LSU will have their original starting line intact. So let's see how they fare, man. Say some good mornings here. Let me know what y'all got. Ryan DeLon, good morning. Reagan Lee, Matt Castleberry, Andrew Brister. Morning, Matt. You think LSU can keep tanking Auburn under 150 yards rushing? I do not, Andrew. I think Auburn will rush for 200 yards in this game. But I also don't think that that's devastating because I don't think Auburn can throw it. I think similar to, I'll give you an example. Let me pull up the box score from last week just so we can kind of show you a side-by-side of what I mean. Mississippi State, excuse me. Last week, Mississippi State threw it for, in the game, Mississippi State threw for 371 yards. Threw for nearly 400 yards in that ball game. But until 40 seconds left in the third quarter, they hadn't gotten in the end zone. They had 3 points. So I do think Auburn's going to get a bunch of rushing yards because that's how they move the football. So they're going to run the ball, and they're going to run it successfully, and they're going to get yards. I think for LSU, the key is be big in the red zone. It's what Penn State did. I mean, Penn State held Auburn to 20 points. Auburn ran it for 200 yards against them in Happy Valley. So I think that's very doable. I think it's not devastating. If you think by contrast, look at what LSU in 2019 did to Auburn. People forget because that ended up the final score looked close. LSU in that game put up. These people slowing down in front of my house. LSU put up 500 yards of offense in that game. You know what I mean? So, I just, they put up, anyway, if a team's really good at doing something, I think they're going to get theirs, but it doesn't mean that they're going to win the game. They're just going to do that thing that they do well. So, I think Auburn's going to run the ball for over 150. I think they're going to go over 200, but I don't think that necessarily means they win the game. Kelly Gross, good morning. AJ Holland, Gumaugan. Speaking of game, what changes are taking place today with the game coin? I'm not sure if you saw, but game coin is pumping this morning. Let me see if it's launched. Today's October 1. The new website for game coin is supposed to be live today. Thegamecoin.net. Let me see if it's live. I don't know if the full thing is live. Yeah, they have some new things on the website. But anyway, tonight Central against South Lafourche. The Game Coin is going to make their $100,000 check presentation to South Lafourche at the Central South Lafourche game. Shout out to Central High as well, that whole community. They're giving the entire gate and concessions from that game to South Lafourche also. So if you're looking to get out and watch some high school football tonight, get up to Central because all the money raised at the game, the gate, the concessions, it's all going to South Lafourche. So really cool. Hey, Dad. Good morning. Mark Bork. Good morning. Reagan Lee. Chances looking better for potential Urban to be. Shannon Russell. Good morning. I think we're going to lose. I hope not. We are playing in Death Valley. Shannon, look, that is the gigantic advantage that LSU has, that this is a home game. And, it's a virtual coin flip. Vegas has LSU at about a 3-point favorite. Typically, you get about 3 points for home field advantage. So they see it as a toss-up. and you kind of give LSU the edge because they're at home, and I am good with that. Let's see. Alan Hurd, morning, Matt. Any update on Brennan? And do you think O will open the competition back up? Yeah, so as far as, okay, so the update, Alan, is they were always targeting having him back by the open date. So Alabama would be the game that he would be available. Competition, I think it just depends on how the season's going. I mean, keep in mind, that would be a month from now that Brennan could return. You have 4 conference games that are going to determine how your season really goes, right? I mean, Auburn at Kentucky, Florida at Ole Miss. What's your record in those 4 games? Like, I think you could win any of those. You could lose any of those. So do you come through that 3-1? If you come through that 3-1, then you're going to Tuscaloosa, controlling your own destiny in the West. Because if you beat Bama, you hold the tiebreaker. So, if you come through 2-2, how do you look? If you come through at 1-3, maybe you do make a change, depending on how Max is playing. You know what I mean? So I think you have to wait and see with a bigger sample size how it looks after October. Let's see. Chase Pellegrin, good morning. Lowell Cormier, Cindy Mercer, good morning, y'all. Good morning. YouTube, smash that like button for me, please. I know it's going to be sort of an abbreviated show today, and I apologize. I just got a little late start, but smash that like button for me, YouTube. Pat Huseman, first to smash. Thank you, Pat. Kirk Taylor, John Melanson. Let's see, Kirk, how do you feel that T-Bob has a beer named after his Dungeons & Dragons show? Does it sting? LOL. No, because nobody listens to the Dungeons & Dragons show. But whatever. I think that, so T-Bob is on a Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Jay Ducote is also on that. And so Jay has the relationship with Rally Cap Brewing. And so Rally Cap did the beer and used their logo for the label on the beer. But I'm sure that the 12 people that listen to that podcast are pumped. Pat Huseman, what's up? Rapping Batches, what's up? Josh Giraldo, what's up? Scone, how's the kitchen coming along out back? Josh, we are just about done. It's just punch list items. Yesterday, the Acadian Home Theater, shout out to my guy Brian Knockan, came and they hung the TV and connected all the speakers and everything. So it's pretty much done, except there's just some punch list stuff that has to be done, like change a door handle here, paint the speaker that they just put in the wall, which is white in contrast with the brown of the wall. Anyway, so just some punch list stuff, but it's functionally, I've been cooking on the grill, it's operational. Maybe next week for nightcap, maybe next week I'll do nightcap outside, and we'll do it from the outdoor kitchen next week. Maybe we'll do that. Brooke Bordeaux, good morning. Headed to New Orleans. All right, be safe on the road, Brooke. Good morning. Brian and Andy Pinton, good morning from Memphis. Speaking of Joe, delivering in Cincy, I'll give Joe and Chase a hello for you. You're delivering in Cincy. Got it. Man, Brian, thanks for working, man. Seriously, there is a... obviously, right now in our country, there is just a major supply chain shortage. And America moves by truck, and we need truckers, man. And so thank you for working, Brian. Brian pops on here every day. He's at a different location because he's hauling goods all over the country. And I'm serious, man. Like, we're experiencing it, at HUDCO, where, getting materials is tough because with the pandemic and with the storms and everything, Well, we just froze on YouTube. Anyway. I don't know if y'all still got me on YouTube. Sorry about that. There we are. We're back. Anyway. We're back. All right, there. Now we're back. Sorry about that. See, Brian, I was saying nice things about you, and then the internet just canceled me. Rapping Batches. It's Friday. Time to avoid work as much as possible. Vanish without a trace. Unfortunately, when you're on the radio, you don't get to vanish. You don't get to avoid work. Everybody knows when you are and aren't there. Let's see. Tim Gotro, feel bad for DJ Chark. Looks like he's out for the year. That's a bummer, man. So I did not get to watch the guy. I literally just saw the end because our Hudco guys from Bossier, Jeff Hudson of hence Hudco, Jeff Hudson, and John Michael Garcia, they were in town, and so we all went to dinner last night at went to Rufino's. So like right after the show, I went over to Rufino's, met those guys for dinner, and so I didn't get to watch the game entirely. But man, I'm bummed to hear that about Chark. Ankle fracture. That sucks. Anyway. Let's see. Thomas Lamont, morning, Matt. LSU needs an early lead. Maintain it in the second half. Force Auburn to pass. Yeah, I agree with that. Gulf South, morning, Matt. Disney World headed to try a dry aged steak for the first time at a place called STK. It was amazing. Okay. Definitely want to try the Rufino's you talk about now. Well, they don't, unfortunately, Gulf South, Rufino's took the dry aged steak off the menu. But I do love a dry aged steak, and people either love it or you hate it. I mean, you have to understand that it's a texture and taste thing with dry aged meat. It's not a super, sorry. Tender is the word I'm talking. Most people like you get a fillet, you want it tender, and yeah, that ain't dry aged meat. But I love it. It traps in more flavor, but the texture is a little tougher, and I like it. Cotton Milliken, morning, Matt. Trevor Lawrence outdueled by Joe Burrow again. You love to see it. Did someone really ask if you're jealous of T-Bob? I think Kirk was joking. Yeah, sorry. Let's see. I think special teams will have a role to play in this type matchup. LSU always seems to have a big day on special teams against Auburn. Worth noting, Auburn has blocked a field goal. They blocked a punt. Anders Carlson is their kicker, who's Daniel Carlson's little brother, who's pretty rock solid. I love Cade York, man. If it comes down to a field goal, feel great with LSU's chances. With Cade York, and I thought Trey Palmer last week did a great job. Ogeron talked about the hidden yardage in special teams, and he's right. And, there was one punt where Trey Palmer caught the punt on a dead sprint up the field. He didn't even give it a chance to hit the ground and bounce. So, Anyway, yes, I agree. Special teams, I think, will be big in this game. Jason Ray Hill, got my tickets for LSU game Saturday night. There you go, man. Yeah, Brian's DJ's money year, too. That does suck. Oh, man. Let's see. I'm running out of time, y'all. Shannon, Mississippi State thought as a Mike Leach offense, so they're always going to have a lot of yards. Never winning game plan, though. Except we don't play them last year. Yeah, they won last year. They'll win games, but they'll also be confounding at times, like losing to Memphis. Let's see. Sam Dixon, I think Maximus lights up the Aubies for 296 and 4 touchdowns and a 10-point win. Okay. I'd love to see it. That's really specific, by the way. Rode Yule, what's up? Joey B becoming the best quarterback in the AFC North. You could make the argument. Okay, no, you can't. Lamar Jackson's already won an MVP. Baker's been to the playoffs. Big Ben's won 2 Super Bowls. So no, you can't actually. But in time, I think he's got a shot to get there. But today, you can't make that argument. Joseph Dean Strickland, good morning. Sam, hear anything about Joby making a return to Tiger Stadium? I have not, Sam, and I doubt it. Caleb Vines, 5-star linebacker coming to town for the game. Because it would be more likely to be on their open date, But knowing Joe, how locked in he gets, I doubt it. Caleb Vines, 5-star linebacker coming to town for the game, right? Caleb, I don't think it'll be capacity. I don't think it'll be 102,000, but I think you could probably push upper 80s. You just dogged on T-Boy. He deserves it. Bill Schmid, Cindy Mercer, watching from Northeast Louisiana, about to head to Baton Rouge, go Tigers. Safe travels today, Cindy. Shelby Kelly, the Braves clinch the division. Most division champs in MLB history. Most division championships, and nobody cares. Sorry, Shelby. That's actually not a badge of honor. Like, that's kind of embarrassing that you're sitting on one World Series title with all of those great teams. I would flip that on you. Not to just be a poo-pooer. Matt Godwin, good morning. Lenny Moss, Amelia's waving hi. Hi, Amelia, good morning. Good morning to all the Moss girls if they're watching. Y'all have a great day. Eat your vegetables and take your vitamins. Listen to mom and dad. And all that stuff. Mark Bork, LSU guest game captains. I don't know, man. I guess I could probably look at the game notes. I haven't really dug through them too deeply yet. Arthur Blanchard. All right, y'all. I think we're just about done. It's 7:55. I got to get Drew up. Got to get him out to the new St. Lillian. All right, y'all. AFR at 3. Football Friday. Locked on LSU later this morning as well. Y'all have a great day, and we'll see you. Peace.